How's it going, mate?
How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Alright, so I got to do another test ride, which was fantastic. This time it was a whole bunch of Triumphs I got to try.
Alright, smaller group.
Awesome. All right, so if you guys can be back in, back in this area around 10 minutes before your first ride, that'd be great.
It was held out at the Mount Cotton Training Course in Brisbane, which is a closed circuit track for driving lessons, all sorts of stuff. I think they train the cops out here. Looking at the Triumphs and the sort of style that I like, well, of course, I'm going to try the Bonnie.
Oh.
You riding that?
No, I'm on the Bonnie, so I wasn't sure which one to give a go, so I thought I'll start with the basic and see how that goes.
Try and get on this work sometime today if you can.
Oh, if there's an opportunity, I certainly will.
Couldn't help but admire the old Thruxton for a bit though. That is a clean looking bike for something that's straight from the factory. The first thing I noticed getting moving on the Bonneville was just how familiar and easy this thing was to ride. Anyway, I'll pop the specs up on the screen rather than boring you with them. In a nutshell though, this thing doesn't have sports bike horsepower, obviously, but a decent amount of torque that gets delivered nice down low, so it's all really usable stuff. What let me down a bit though was the sort of seating position and handlebars was just not great for the corners, and when you started to get a little bit low, which you sort of wanted to on this bike, your foot would scrape on the ground, which just totally killed your confidence. Couldn't help but check out the old R9T though when we pulled up to change directions.
How is it? That sounds awesome.
My goal of this day was to test ride the Street Triple. On paper, that thing looked awesome and I was really looking forward to it. So jumped on and well, it wasn't meant to be on many levels. My video wasn't recording, my mate following me's audio wasn't recording, and I just couldn't get the right feel for the bike. Sure, it was fun and a fantastic quality bike, but I was seated so up high, I didn't have the confidence in the corners, and I didn't really feel like I was having fun until I was really sort of pushing the bike outside of what would be legal on any road. Now, I'm sure if you were a lot more experienced rider than me, you'd just have a ball on this bike everywhere. I hear fantastic things, but yeah, wasn't for me. Anyway, my mate at the same time was riding the R9T, so because it's a similar sort of style to you know, vintage stuff, friendly to customize, like the Bonneville and the Thruxton, I thought I'd let you hear his thoughts on it.
Good stuff.
I really like the engine.
Mm-hmm.
I just, for a bigger guy, I don't like the seating position.
How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3", okay. It's a bit cramped.
Just the gear feels cheap. I really don't like this clutch and shit.
I'm sure you can
I don't
adjust
know,
it.
just getting off the Thruxton, it just felt really a lot more natural than I did.
The Thruxton did.
Yeah. I want that engine in the Thruxton.
But the engine strong point?
Oh man, yeah. It's a beast. It sounds so... It crackles and burbles on the downshift. Sounds amazing.
Oh well, so you're torn.
Yeah. Bits I like and bits I don't.
So I already had my 2 rides, but riding the Bonnie and being pleasantly surprised, thought, why not let's give this a go. Different seating position to the Bonnie, a little bit more grunt. So it's not just the bars, it's the pegs are just that little bit further back. Wow, that's a really nice seating position. Makes this bike feel like it weighs nothing. Oh, I really like that. The power, just the down low and turnability. Oh, nobody. No one saw it. It's alright. And feels so much more confidence inspiring than the street. I mean, it just feels fantastic. Don't worry about changing gears there. I don't even know what you're in. I don't think I've changed gears for several laps.
Alright, so as you can tell, I was pretty excited about riding this bike. It felt just right once I was on it. Now, even though there's many flaws of the Triumph, Thruxton, Scrambler range, You know, they're expensive. There's lots of work that people say you have to do this to the suspension, even though it sort of felt fine to me, etc, etc. It goes on. Read some reviews, because I'm not great at doing them, because I was just having a ball on this thing and can only say positive things. So if you're like me and sort of, I don't know, have a couple years riding experience, like that vintage style, want something that just makes you feel confident and fun in the corners, and something that has lots of customizing options, then I don't know, throw away a whole bunch of money on one of these, because it was damn fun. Cool guys, thanks for watching.
It's unreal.
Oh man. Favorite.
I know, right?
Favorite.
Oh, yeah.